Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by this channel. To anyone who's here for the first time, this channel is about the teachings, life, and work of someone named Bruno Groening. You can learn more about him through the link that's in the chat box or the link below. I'm making this video assuming that people have familiarity with him. And if you're new, a very warm welcome. I'm excited that you found this channel and excited that you found Bruno Groening. So, what I wanted to speak about, what I feel inspired to share about, is a question that's very fascinating to me. And it feels a little scary to even talk about or think about. It feels a little blasphemous. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. And I think it's very important to notice that feeling and really look at it and see if it's true. And that question is, what's the difference between Bruno Groening and you and me? And then if I really want to get risky, to ask what's the difference between Jesus Christ and you and me? Now, of course, I don't have, all I have is opinions and views because I'm not a master, as it were. So all I can share is some of my reflections on that, but also I can share some of Bruno Groening's quotes and ideas on this very interesting topic. So first and foremost, Bruno Groening said, just as I am a big sender, you are a little sender, meaning sender of the divine energy, that all of us have the capacity. So what's one of the things that made Bruno Groening so great? His capacity to help. How did he help? He passed along the divine energy. He made it more easily available to those who are finding it difficult to find the divine connection. Well, according to Bruno Groening, you and I have that exact same capacity. Not quite as big as Mr. Groening, yet we still have it. Bruno also said, I want all of you to become masters of life. And he said, I have come back to restore balance to humanity, that they may be masters over matter. He also said, I am the only person who has remained completely natural. Now that one is very interesting to me. Bruno Groening didn't say, I'm someone special. He said, I have remained completely natural, which infers that if we all remained completely natural, we would be just like Bruno. And Bruno also once said, and I'm going to have to paraphrase this one because it's a little longer. He said, once again, I get up and on the stage of life and show you how life was meant to be lived. I show you what it would be like if you had chosen correctly right from the very start. I'm very much paraphrasing that, not badly, but that's the meaning of what he said, that he was literally showing us what life would be like for us if we had right from the beginning of our life, from childhood, probably maybe even from inside the womb, lived how he lived. And how did he live? Connected to God, following God, and trusting God. So all of these statements to me point to a very profound spiritual idea that we're all on this journey of becoming masters. And I hate to say that because it can create confusion and it can create arrogance. I know it certainly has in me, like I'm on the path of becoming a master. Well, I'm not there yet. And I'm still just a little sender, though maybe I hope at this point I can call myself a little plus sender. Like I hope I've graduated from the little category. Like I hope I've graduated from kindergarten and made it into, I don't know, third grade. If high school is the graduation point. And so it can be hard to evaluate, where are we on the path? Some of you listening right here, well, let me see, what do I want to say? that to really be honest with ourselves, Bruno Groening called us to that, to see ourselves clearly, and that includes our faults. And so this idea, in my own experience, it kind of inflated my ego for a while. Not that I thought I was an actual master, but it kind of made me arrogant. This like, oh, well, I understand these spiritual teachings, so I'm so spiritual and I'm so great. Well, it's one thing to understand a spiritual teaching, and certainly that's spiritual progress. But to live it, I think that's what a master is someone who really lives it, who lives it to such an extent that they are it, they become it. You know, it's written that the Buddha said, if you see me, you have seen the Dharma. And the Dharma in the Buddhist tradition is the truth and the path and the way of life. Of course, this is very reminiscent of what it's written. Jesus said, I'm personally not convinced he said these exact words, but it's written that Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And if he said those exact words, that's my understanding of what he meant, is that he is an embodiment of the truth. And I believe Bruno Groening showed us very clearly what it's like to be a living embodiment of goodness, of love, of faith, of care. And I believe that's the path that we're all walking on. And it's certainly the path Bruno Groening called all of us to. Again, he said, I want you all to become masters of life. And so whenever I talk or think about this idea of, wow, I'm on this path of becoming a master of life, I also have to remain very honest and humble. Because as I said, it's very easy to get ego inflated and to think, oh, I'm better than other people. And I've experienced this in the spiritual community, not just with myself, but ego inflation is a true danger on the spiritual path. And Bruno Groening himself modeled humility. And we have some record that Christ did as well, saying things like, of myself, I can do nothing, and other such phrases in the Bible. So Bruno Groening called this life a school. And I think, I believe that's sort of that's the ultimate, that's the curriculum that we're all following, becoming masters of life. And I wish I could just come before you and say, okay, here's how you do it. Just follow this set of steps. But first of all, I'm not a master of life, not yet. And also, there's certain parts of it that are very individual for each person. Each of us has our own lessons. Yes, there are universal lessons like trust and faith and service and watching our thoughts. But there's also individual lessons. A beautiful example is introverts need to learn to, come out of their shell a little bit. And extroverts need to learn to go into their shell a little bit. And so I don't believe there's really a formula. There are some principles. So I think that's all I have to share on that topic. Wow, 5 live viewers. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining in. Let's sit for a few minutes together and tune in. And if there's anyone who's new to the channel, please do say hello. Love to welcome you and also to give you a little more background about what this channel is all about and who Bruno Groening was. All right, beautiful souls. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this, and I hope to reflect on it, and maybe most importantly, to put into practice whatever spiritual practice or whatever spiritual lessons you're working on right now. Blessed day to all of you. Mwah.